Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Wasn't your typical 1-0 hockey game tonight down at Rogers Place? I'll say it. I was thoroughly entertained for all 60 minutes of that one. A great hockey game tonight. A goaltender's duel tonight out on the ice. Ilya Sorokin, incredible. Connor Ingram, damn good as well. But unfortunately, only one of them was perfect this evening. Ilya Sorokin stops every piece of rubber that comes his way to record his fifth shutout of the regular season, and the Oilers fall 1-0 to the playoff position New York Islanders. Tough one, folks. One word for you, goalie. But hello and welcome to Oilersnation After Dark, brought to you by Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly, because whatever the moment, you know it. Say it with me. It's never ordinary down at Bet365 this evening, joined by a contributor here at Oilers Nation and a face you'll see a lot on pre and post for the rest of the year. One, Michael Menzies. What's your middle name? Start with an M?
Ian. I tell you what,
I'm going to forget that.
This is my fifth. I think this is my fifth pre and post game. This is the second time I'm coming on after a 1-0 Oilers loss.
So we're going to stretch things tonight. We're going to find a way. Scoring summary, extra short.
Oilers loss again. Hard to do in this modern day NHL. Hard to do with the variety of scoring chances that we saw each team have. Hard to do off a crossbar and post for Evan Bouchard. Hard to shoot it to the far post.
Leon Draisaitl
did. One of those nights, I thought the Oilers played well, but that's an L, I guess.
The deserve to win-o-meter. Once again, this is loser talk here, but we're going to get into our loser bag tonight. Oh, you can bet on that. Deserve to win-o-meter, 85.3% in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. They outshoot the Islanders 35-18 in this one, but Ilya Sorokin, he simply was not going to allow anything past him tonight. This was a frustrating performance. We've seen Sorokin, talked about it on pre-gaming, had a 49-save shutout against the Oilers back in 2023, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Eerily similar vibes tonight, but don't worry, fret not. We'll get through it all together, unfortunately. Pour one out for Connor McDavid's point streak, Michael Menzies.
Yeah, 20 games.
I'll drink one out. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Connor, we love you. Don't be sad it's over. Smile because it happened, and just plenty of time to start a new point streak. But first things first, let's get caught up into the chat. Let's see how the people are taking it. Reminder, we have the voicemail line open, pinned at the top of the YouTube chat there. This feels like one. Maybe you just want to say some mean things to Ilya Sorokin. I don't know if he'll tune in or ever hear this, but feel free to let it rip. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the hockey game because, yes, frustrating. They get shut out in this one. They cannot find a way to buy a goal. I'm not all that upset from this effort from the Edmonton Oilers. Once again, almost 2x the Islanders in shots. Just ran into a hot goaltender tonight, but that will not stop Oilers fans from letting the sky fall. Soggy Corp says, this game was pathetic. Menzies, there's a lot of ways I would describe this game. I'm not saying the Oilers had a pathetic effort in this one. They had plenty of chances. The final 40 minutes was, dare I say, mostly domination from the Edmonton Oilers. The shot chart for the Islanders in the final 40, they recorded a whopping 6 shots on goal. Unfortunately, one of them was a beautiful tic-tac-toe play that ended up in the back of the net. But the final 40 for Edmonton, I'm not describing that as pathetic.
No, I wouldn't describe it that way. I think that their best players can finish tonight, ultimately. And, I mean, Sorokin played well. He stole them a game. They got, great goaltending. I was about to say superior goaltending. Ultimately, it was better than Ingram because Sorokin didn't allow a goal. I thought Ingram made a variety of great saves. I thought he was terrific in the net tonight for the Oilers. And, overall, I just think they couldn't find a way to finish. I wasn't a big fan of Draisaitl's game tonight.
How was the way that you described Leon Draisaitl's physical nature in tonight's hockey game?
It was one of those piano man nights where he was lugging a piano a bit. Like that line was playing slow. I think the Oilers overall, when they started the game, were a bit casual. It was kind of loose. We saw chances at both ends. But from the second period on, it was a tilted ice. And how about the Oilers' fourth line tonight?
Oh, baby.
How about the efforts of Curtis Lazar, Trent Frederick, and Matthias Janmark, who, in the second period, well, first, I have a note. Freddie, what a pass.
Unbelievable way to start that
period.
game. If we got a fourth line goal that early in the first period, it was nice to see.
Yeah, we had that. We had the fourth line take an ozone face-off, which take a drink.
Take another one for that. Absolutely.
They got a chance out of it with Wallman. And then on their next shift, their pressure led to the first Oiler power play. I
remember the Matthias Janmark partial breakaway moment where he inevitably didn't even get a shot off, but damn it, that was exhilarating.
Didn't get a shot away, but I thought the Oilers' depth played well in that respect, 5-on-5, where they tilted the ice. The Oilers' big guns couldn't find a way to finish, and they couldn't get a greasy goal. So
I don't want to oversimplify this hockey game. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack in this one. But at the end of the day, I will remember the January 15th game against the New York Islanders as the night the Oilers ran into a buzzsaw of a goaltender in Ilya Sorokin, a guy who's in contention for the Vezina Trophy. And my, oh my, watching that, we know he looks good in orange and blue already. Imagine if he was an Edmonton Oiler. Lance Kane with a simple, and I agree with this thoroughly, I'd like to hear this in voicemail form, maybe Lance, says, that's hockey, baby.
Yeah.
Amen. Ryan S. The whole arena thought Dry scored. Even the Evan Bouchard one as well. We'll get into it with the replays later on. I still can't fathom how that puck didn't fully cross over the goal line. You could see it on Bouchard's face from the get-go. I don't think he was confident that one crossed, and game of inches tonight when you had Connor Ingram taking on Ilya Sorokin. Kwadi, what a waste of a great effort by the Oil. I do not get this sentiment. I do not agree with this. This was a great effort by the Oil. I don't say they wasted it. Yes, there was parts of their game here and there. We will nitpick. I really am picking up what you're laying down about the first 20 and how casual they were with the puck. But for the most part, things got cleaned up in the final 40. The effort, I wasn't that pissed about. Vinny, how the hell is that how the point streak ends? Boosh bar to bar, stays out. Leon one-timer, off the bar, stay out. How? Connor McDavid's point streak ends at 20 games. What a run it was, Michael Menzies, but that only means we get to start another one on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's just one of those types of games. And I mean, you can bottle it up. Ultimately, the Islanders specialty teams got the better of the Oilers where their kill. I didn't love the first power play in particular. The second one obviously created a little bit more. And then, I think Savoy and Janmark probably got a little overextended where they had to come back. They were rushing ozone, then had to come back. The Islanders got set up on a neat passing play in the slot for Duclair to fire it. Like, it's just one of those nights where it was a coin flip game. The Islanders are a good team. The Oilers played better, but they don't get rewarded for the result. And yeah, like there really isn't that many more ways to diagnose this one. I don't believe. We'll get into the minutia of, certain players' performances, certain situations where things maybe could have, been different. But that's really the overall tale of the tape.
As Lance Kane says, that's hockey, baby. Also, this is only second regulation loss for the Oilers in the month of January. We got a lot of home games coming up in the back half of this month. I like where the Oilers are at. I like their play tonight. Kwadi, Sorokin must have made a deal with the devil. That really is the only explanation, or they got a Russian factory out there for these goaltenders. I don't get it. Vasilevsky, Sorokin, Shesterkin, three of the best in the NHL. Augers, a simple man, says, what the fuck, dude? Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Cato says the posts deserved a star nod too. Amanda with a simple next. Also, still have yet to hear Cup yet.
Soup night. Wait, that's from pregame. Hopefully you enjoyed your soup. Just get your soups in you tonight.
Hope everybody made a fresh batch. Soggy, cool. So what exactly is pathetic about our outshooting your opponent by double, and their all-star goalie was an all-star? Brushfire Colton, couldn't agree with you anymore. I wouldn't describe it as pathetic. anything from the Oilers tonight. Maybe some effort in the first period. Levi, the sky is falling. I like that. I like how he puts it. He's a simple man as well. Janias, please tell me Vegas is losing in regulation today. It's the Leafs-Marner game going down in Sin City right now. They've been hyping that one up for so long.
Yeah.
Go Leafs. You're not going to hear me say that very often. Go Leafs, go.
You would have thought this was Tito Ortiz versus Ken Shamrock or something. Like you would have thought it's obviously a big deal. We understand.
There was a great clip of Mark Masters talking to after pregame warmups, and he's asking Austin Matthews for 1 millionth final time. So what was it like warming up on the other side of the ice than Mitch Marner? Austin Matthews looked like he wanted to punch Mark Masters right in the jaw in that moment. And he even said, I think I'm done answering that question, Mark.
Spec. No, Masters. Sorry.
sorry.
Who does your hair, Mark?
And then finally, we got some super chats in here. Win, lose, or draw. The Ben Stelter Foundation always delivers. They do awesome things for families going through incredibly hard times. QF Pro, with $5 to kick it off, said, I'm upset, but I'm not mad. Great game from a lot of guys. Sorokin was on one and still needed the craziest post bounce ever to beat us. Yep, kid. Soup. Darian Cuthers is in $5. And this is why we drink. McDavid's streak is over. However, it was a damn entertaining game, though. Still a cup year. Yeah, I agree with the why we drink type thing. This is a great night for Brett to deliver a 15-pack of a little something down in the office.
Yeah.
You needed this. You needed this tonight.
Well, and, like I said, I mean, at least compared to that 1-0 Wild game, like from a ways back, like this one was entertaining. Like chances for both teams. Ingram played really well. There were great looks. How about the Oilers coaches challenge for puck over glass? How about that? I'll get into maybe I'll expand a little bit more.
What was the craziest challenge since?
Well, I thought it was the most obscure Oilers challenge since the Oilers challenged the Trevor Moore high stick goal in Game 3, 2023. Was it a high stick? Wasn't it a high stick? Because I can't remember ever seeing a challenge for puck over glass.
I was very surprised that it had to come to that. Also, it seems so obvious that it hit the glass when it was going out. That review lasted, a whopping 8-9 seconds total in that one? And I mean, it is what it is. That's why the challenge is there. That's why it's in your pocket. But that was a weird sequence, Brett.
I think there was one earlier this year that the Oilers made. I think it's called like a missed stoppage call or something like that. Missed stoppage that they can challenge. And that's one of the things. I'm pretty sure that it was the Oilers earlier this year that had that happen.
Like Levi, Nobby delayed the game to challenge delay of game.
Yes, they did. Game, like, well, it looked like it hit the glass, and just our best players were not quite where they needed to be, and
that was so accurate. I thought I was sitting next to Chris Knobloch right now. The farts, I love the name. Love you, says God. I love our video coaches.
They're pretty good.
Amen, brother. And then Lance Kane. So we are an Ingram podcast now, right? Pre and post, I can only speak for me. I am thoroughly in the Connor Ingram camp. I don't want to. It's the craziest thing about Oilers fans that we do, where we are already discussing Game 1 starters for the NHL playoffs. Got to get there first as well. But, buddy, I understand he's played more games now in an Oilers uniform than one Tristan Jarry. I hate that I compare their games directly, but that's the situation we're in, especially should have the three-headed comparison as well as Calvin Pickard still on the roster. I like what I see from one Connor Ingram. I like how I feel when I watch Connor Ingram tend the goal for the Oilers, and we'll get into it in just a minute with our headlines. No Connor Ingram in this game. I don't know where the Oilers are going to be, but also on the reverse, if Ilya Sorokin wasn't in the net, the Oilers might have 2 points at the end of this one. Let's kick it off with some headlines, and they're brought to you by Capital GMC Buick. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or Menzies, the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate.
Ooh.
Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer, and the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in Alberta. I don't know about you. I'm a pre-owned type guy. I don't need to be buying something off the lot. It's enough out of you over there. Capital GMC Buick is I'm off my ad read game now.
Yeah, no, I'll take that $110,000 truck. Yeah.
Also, Capital GMC, if you guys are offering free whips, free rides, pre and post game team could use it. Brett's first.
That's not your King Ranch downstairs. Sorry.
Brett, kicking off some headlines. I need to hear some Drake for a second. Yeah, that feels good. That actually makes me feel a little bit better tonight. Tough pill to swallow in this one, right? The Edmonton Oilers, they outshoot the Islanders 35-18 in this hockey game. But the reason they walk out of this game with 0 points is simply one, Ilya Sorokin. I think it starts, ends, and probably in the middle has to talk about Ilya Sorokin. 36 of 36, a shutout, 5th shutout of the season.
Yeah.
And there you see the stat on your screen. He had 5.2 goals saved above expected in a game where he shut out the Edmonton Oilers and did not allow a single game. According to these stats, he should have allowed 5. He was unbelievable. It's a story we've seen before when the Edmonton Oilers take on one Ilya Sorokin. He was dialed in right from the get-go. We talked about it on pre-gaming. I mentioned I'm not willing to bet points or goals in a night like this. I'm going simply shot props. Holy shit, that did not work out for Aaron Bordato either. But I just knew heading into this one, Ilya Sorokin's numbers, they're unbelievable. Came in with a .911 save percentage. Maybe not, I think it was 14-11-2 record coming in. He's in the Vezina conversation. This one should put him even thoroughly more into that. You made the joke at one point and you said he's the edging king because he will not let the Edmonton Oilers finish. They also made that joke on the broadcast where they said the lack of finishing a little too much. Thoroughly, Ilya Sorokin, which is evidenced by that 5.2 goals saved above expected. This game could have been 3-0, 4-0 at the midway point. He was unbeatable straight up. I don't know how else to describe him. And he had Oilers shooters, star players looking skyward for all 60 minutes.
Yeah, the Oilers didn't bulge the twine enough tonight, as we learned a new hockey phrase from
what
Louis
the hell
DeBrusk.
does that mean?
Bulge the twine. I hadn't heard it. I appreciate DeBrusk going into the Webster's dictionary.
It was when
for
McDavid
us.
missed the net wide.
Yeah,
and
it was
hit
early in the
outside
first.
of the net.
It was early in the first.
So I looked up bulge. The actual definition on Google was a rounded swelling.
You didn't do just Google image, right? Feeling lucky?
You probably should have just done
I
that.
did that on company Wi-Fi as well.
Do you want me to do that? I'll bring it in.
A rounded swelling or protuberance that distorts a flat surface.
Yeah.
So it bulged the outside of the net, I guess.
Yeah.
By definition, either way, that's
Why are we talking about
what we
bulging?
should be talking about.
Did this turn into a heated rivalry
Bulge
podcast?
the twine. He didn't bulge the twine. And anyways, but
They didn't bulge it enough.
You know, there were, I think, some opportunities where the Oilers could have been more, forceful in getting pucks toward the net. Where, and we saw that early in the game. I think in the first power play, there were just some looks where they didn't want to fire it. Obviously, they still finished with 30 odd shots in this game. But another point too, there is a tendency, I think, at times when the Oilers are trailing in games and the goalie is really hot, where they try to get more and more precise. They try to make a harder and harder play. You'll notice, I think, in the Chicago game on Monday, Knight was making a variety of saves early. The goal that goes in is a dirty, greasy Hyman goal in front, where they simplify. Bouchard, kind of lays it up toward him. It was greasy goals that got them to the lead where they thought they should be. At times, I think the Oilers try to get, too precise. Obviously, they have the skill to do it, but, again, there can be a tendency to veer away from the simplicity, the hard areas. There's a chance in the second period. I'm not sure how Hyman doesn't score in the second period, where it kind of eludes, goes through the blue paint, and somehow ends up behind. And then obviously the chances that we know on the third with Bouchard beating Sorokin, but not the bar and the post. And obviously Draisaitl's one-timer late. So, it was one of those where they just they couldn't get a bounce, but couldn't then create their own luck either. because, the games are only going to get harder from here on out. And they're going to have to do a better job of creating their own luck too.
So the Oilers in the second period outshoot the Islanders 13-4, and in the third period outshoot them 10-2. But I did feel for much of the hockey game, and it's a story we have seen much this season, the overpassing, perimeter play, looking for the really sexy highlight reel goal. We joked at one point that it was like watching a team where, let's say they're youngsters and they're up by like 10 goals or something, and the coach says you have to pass the puck 10 times before you can shoot it. We talked about basketball coaches who say you got to pass it 20 times and I'll tell you when you can shoot. The Oilers, it's just a frustrating bit because I always sit here and I go, I don't know if I can really tell the Oilers skilled players how to play the hockey game and the offense because they finish with 35 shots on goal. They could have scored 5.2 expected goals. I just saw it earlier on in the game when you knew it. Let's say after 20 minutes, Sorokin was going to be tough to beat, that the Oilers needed to grasp that fact. I don't know if it's Chris Knobloch needs to give that speech in the locker room that we need to muck it up. We need to grind right now, and we got to start firing pucks at the net, get bodies in traffic, and the only way that we are going to beat Ilya Sorokin tonight is with a greasy, gross one, and that's how you're going to maybe break the floodgates a little bit. Furthermore to that, though, and just kind of the way the Oilers...
Can I interject with a point? No one's going to want to hear this, and I'm not using it as an excuse, but it is the reality. This was the... third game in 4 nights for the Oilers. And this is a very truncated week. They're going to skip another time zone on Saturday night to the Pacific Coast. Look, obviously the points they all matter here. It's not an excuse, but it is a reality of how much they've been traveling. And they can't look for that easy way out in doing it because at times it just didn't seem like their legs were going as well to the same degree. With the second line in particular, 5-on-5, the Draisaitl, Pickard, and Kapanen line. Kapanen had one play tonight that was just, they had a 2-on-1. He holds, then decides to shoot. Didn't have his same luck from earlier.
I like that he at least shot the puck, but yes, it was definitely, from what we've seen from Kasperi Kapanen lately, that whole second line in general, the way you described it as piano on the back for Leon. I said he's like Atlas holding the entire world up, and he didn't have the speed game going tonight. And I thought that third line for the Edmonton Oilers of Roslovic, Howard, and Savoy, I don't know if we should expect more, but you'll want to see more, at least more results-wise. We've talked about Matt Savoy for a little bit here, the last little stretch that I don't even know if the term is snake-bitten that you could describe for Matt Savoy, but he's getting in good positions. He just simply cannot find a way to buy a goal, and that's all a part of adjusting to the NHL game. He's also a smaller player out there, and he gets in good positions to score. He gets the chances. He's just been struggling to finish plays off. It is what it is. The other thing that I want to talk about is just at least to start the hockey game, the Oilers kind of adds on to what we were just mentioning. I think the word is casual with the puck. I don't want to use the word sloppy with the puck tonight because it wasn't that. It just wasn't maybe as dialed in, as focused as they needed to be. It led to some good chances on the offensive end. It also led to some chances going back the other way for the New York Islanders, especially to start. The Oil had some turnovers in their own end where one Connor Ingram had to end up saving the day. And I don't want to say that they, were lazy passes or this and that. Maybe just lackadaisical, and the attention to detail wasn't ideally there. There was ones that were in dude skates, low percentage passes, some suicide passes, maybe not by getting drilled and laid out on the ice, but given a pass where you can't really do anything from that. And once again, give the Islanders credit. They are a good squad. They are sitting in a playoff position. They are well coached by one Patrick Waugh. We also made plenty of jokes tonight, and it was a theme in the last game against the Nashville Predators. How many no-look spinorama backhand passes can a team attempt before you say, hey, maybe I should just dump that one in or look to where I'm passing? It was a little bit frustrating as this one went along. Yes, those very backhand passes can lead to rock star moments out there on the ice. But on a night like tonight where you were not going to beat Ilya Sorokin on all these pretty plays, I just wanted maybe a more simplified game and less casual, I could say.
Yeah, well, particularly with the chances that they were creating right from the get-go tonight. They could have, taken an early lead, and the complexion of the game could have been completely different as it went along. But, I give them credit because I thought they were better in the second period and then better in the third period. But overall, again, this is going to be the Edmonton Oilers all year, because this is how the Edmonton Oilers of the past are, and I presume the Edmonton Oilers of the future are going to be. We can all sit and hope and say this should be a goddamn elite regular season team. But newsflash, they have only once finished sixth or better league-wide, points-wise, in the regular season. How can that be with the skill level that they have? We can fill in the blanks for the reasons, but there are some nights where they start the games casually. There are other nights where they're dialed in and they are hard to beat. This was a little mix of both, where I think they get unlucky with the goaltender that they're facing, and other ways that they could have created more of their luck. So, this is who they are. And they also don't have quite the same, depth that they've had the last couple of years. And so the margin of error is thinner, but I'm seeing regular season goaltending that now I didn't have the same concern with that I had maybe a month ago, because Ingram is really showing the way here and playing, I think, very well.
We've been way too negative for the first 30 minutes of this show. Let's talk positivity, because Connor Ingram was yet again fantastic in this hockey game, dude. He made a plethora of highlight reel saves in this one. He only finishes 17 of 18 for a .944 save percentage in the loss. He was all over it. There you see it. 1.29 goals saved above expected on the evening.
Yeah.
He had an unbelievable 2-save sequence to start the hockey game. And then he had several big moments throughout it. I believe the first one was on Gatcombe, where he was kind of Darnell Nurse with a horrible pinch at the side. There you see it. And then boom, I believe it was definitely the first stop. I don't know if he actually stopped the second chance there. Either way, he was in a position to stop it. We saw as the game progressed, he was keeping the Oilers in it. He robbed Anders Lee at one point in the dead slot. I believe, Brett, you're dialed in right now.
There it is.
That one, you don't get a better primo scoring opportunity than in the dead slot between the two face-off. And there's Connor
How many
Ingram.
goals went in at the start of the season like that? You know what I mean?
All of them.
Ingram stepped up.
And I hate to play that game and doing that, but I just feel so much different when Connor Ingram is in the net. He's in the right position. He's not making erratic movements. There is no wasted motion. And look at this one. Capping it off 3-on-2. Side-to-side stop on one Anthony Duclair, the top line for the New York Islanders. Connor Ingram was awesome in this hockey game and has been awesome for pretty much his entire Oilers tenure thus far. I believe this is game number 8 for Ingram. I might say 7 out of the 8 have given the Oilers a chance to win thoroughly. And then I hear some of the discussion online. The Oilers keeping 3 goalies. Is it going to be Jari? Is it Ingram? Is it Pickard? I still can't even understand how I'm hearing actual media people discussing sending Connor Ingram down back to Bakersfield. Do we have the same eyes? Are we looking at the same thing when I look at how Calvin Pickard has played? But some of the pushback I've seen on one Connor Ingram, and it's weird because it's been a split debate. So I'm very curious how the chat feels about this, because I'm still trying to figure out how I feel. I'm waiting for game 10 to totally lock in my answer here. But one of the only knocks on Connor Ingram has been his rebound control, right? We heard the broadcast recently call him soft in a good way in how he's able to control them. You go online, you listen to some people, they don't like how much he's shooting pucks out into the opposite side and whatnot. For me, thus far, I don't think the rebound control has been an issue that's really been that apparent to me. And if anything, the one spin zone I gave you guys earlier tonight is I went, well, if he's given up a rebound, at least to the side, that means he's making the first save. And I don't know if that's just because my confidence has been so dwindled over the years and watching your Stuart Skinners and your Calvin Pickards. But if that's the only knock that we have on Connor Ingram thus far, is that he gives up some inopportune rebounds.
Fake news,
from
your
time to
Remchuk
time.
narrative.
I didn't say his name.
Fake news.
I didn't say his name.
Fake news.
All right, I'm talking about Tyler.
O&E staff, fake news. Ingram he's making tremendous saves. He's going to continue making tremendous
So I'm
saves.
curious if the chat, where do you kind of come out on this debate? Do Do you agree with me in that the rebound control, I think, has actually been pretty solid, or are you on the other side of the fence? The one side I think we can all agree on is Connor Ingram was fucking incredible tonight in this hockey game. 944 save percentage. Menzies, your thoughts?
Well, I've liked him for a while now, and just about the three, headed monster here, not to go Garon, Rollison, Jeff Drouin, Delorier on you, because that's probably the last time they carried, three
Can I just
goalies
say,
at once.
I was the biggest Jeff Delorier believer. I thought he was going to be the future, and I was like, who's this Dubnik fella?
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
And the irony that now me and Dubes are bros.
Yeah.
I've never hosted a show with Jeff Delorier.
Yeah, that's Doobie. I have an inkling I think they're still worried about Jari's health. It's interesting how we were told not to worry about Jari's health. Now we're worrying about Jari's health.
But I thought he was an injury prone. Let's just keep throwing Tyler under the bus.
He's not. He just happens to be.
Once again, injury prone is such a weird definition, but there's concern.
The thing with Pickard, they have to go back to, is he had the run in the postseason. There has been a time we've seen him rise to the occasion. So it's not super easy to just cut bait necessarily. With that said, I mean, at some point, if you're going to pick the two goalies,
you're going to have to cut bait.
You're going to have to pick that. I don't think it's ridiculous to suggest that a team may want to trade for Calvin Pickard. And
there's plenty of injuries
we
around
know
the NHL.
Here in the Edmonton bubble what Calvin Pickard is. But look what's going on league-wide with goaltenders. Philadelphia's backup goaltender is damn near unplayable. That's one situation. Ottawa's found a way to win. They scored 8 the other night. They're finding ways. They've had their struggles, what have you. There could be a team that may say, hey, we don't want to take the risk of waivers. If you're going to send them, we'll send you a pick. I'm not sure. They're obviously still concerned about the injury. We're going to find out more day by day, because that's what Knobloch said before the game tonight, that they don't really have a plan for this. Do we believe that? Is that a head coach fib, and they actually do know the plan? We know that we're nearing the deadline of games where Ingram would require waivers. I don't see the scenario. I think it'd be a big mistake if we're saying down Ingram. I don't think there's a move for that. I don't think Bowman, even if Bowman is as bad as some people think he is, and he's swung and missed on some. Look, he acquired him for this reason. The whole reason of acquiring Calvin Pickard was this reason of, can we buy low on a goalie that could have, a ceiling that could be, a 1B, a 1A, backup, maybe have a stretch where he starts. And this has been a stretch where he's been starting and playing well.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with some of the things I'm seeing in the chat right now, and that people are just saying Pickard has more playoff wins than Jari and Ingram combined. What?
Well, it's
totally.
It's factually
absolute
correct.
fact. I cannot give any notes on that, but it is a what have you done for me lately league. As Darian says, yeah, but it's what have you done for me lately, not last year's playoffs. And it's just, I don't get what people are seeing in this. I do not get how after a night like tonight, in watching Connor Ingram and the performance he gave the Edmonton Oilers, keeping them in this hockey game, going toe-to-toe with one of the best goalies in the game in Ilya Sorokin, and we're going to sit here and even consider sending him back down to the minors. I feel like I'm going nuts right now, and that this is even a discussion. I get it. We all love Calvin Pickard. We all have to do the, hey, we appreciate what he did for us last year in the playoffs. We love him. He will be an Oiler forever. Once an Oiler, always an Oiler. But we're trying to win the Stanley Cup right now. And Connor Ingram looks very, very good, once again, in only an 8-game sample size. But I feel like I'm nuts right now in what's going on. The final thing I'd say is Ingram, Himgram, Kingram, Oilers in 5, Menzies.
Well, there you go, Shannon. Pickard was first star in Winnipeg. That was his best start of the season. I think Pickram's Pickram. There you go. Well, I've just merged them together into one human being, and
together
then they don't have
make
to
one
go down.
Perfect goaltender.
So Yeah, like my guy would be Ingram. Of the two of what I've seen, that would be my choice.
Brett?
Menzies, go back to the Axe. Oh, I'm still with the Axe. So it's going to be a split
Go
job,
back.
Joel. Yeah, go back.
Let's see how many times he can comment that.
I know. He's on a run.
Brett, make a poll for me that just says pick one, Ingram or Pickard.
Pick him.
Ooh.
Ingard or Pickram.
Oilers in 5.
Yeah.
Oilers in 5. Either way. All right. Let's go now. Quickly do our good, bad, and oily segment brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Oods of nudes, folks. Not that kind. The noodle kind, obviously. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play Store or the App Store, in which you can earn loyalty rewards points, sign up, get all kinds of amazing deals. Call it modern day couponing for those that are new here. And that there's a $2 deal, premium regular box for $2 extra. You can get 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 deep fried wontons. That's a deal you ain't finding anywhere else. The good, the great, the fantastic.
I just had this thought. It's like if they're in a position where they could trade Mangiapane, let's say for a draft pick, then you could do perhaps this 3 goalie situation for a little longer. You know what I mean? Like for the roster size or whatever, because then you don't have this itching need to try to get Mangiapane back in the lineup. Although I think that ship has now really sailed and the pressure's on Bowman to complete that trade, or Mangiapane is just going to be sitting a while. We may even see him again, which is I don't want to.
No, I don't.
I don't want to, but they're going to have to make these determinations about who they want to carry on the roster if they're going to carry 3 long term.
And it works right now. The Oilers are obviously still under the salary cap. They got Adam Henrique on LTIR. We'll see what they do here in the future. Brett, can you pull up that tweet once again there from Jason Greger with Chris Knobloch's nothing burger of a quote? It says, quote, "We aren't set on what we are going to do with 3 goalies. Will it be for the rest of the season, a few weeks, or a few months? We haven't decided yet. With Jari just returning from injury, we want to be cautious and not overplay him." Chris Knobloch on the Oilers' 3 goalies. Sounds like to me, he doesn't even know what the Edmonton Oilers are going to do.
That's right.
And we'll, once again, with the way the Oilers' injury situation's kind of gone this season, they just continue to kick the can down the road. Could see that happening once again for the Oilers. Kick it off with the good. In the good, the bad, and the oily. The great tonight for me, Connor Ingram, which I think is evident by the poll we just made that has 97% in favor of Connor Ingram.
That's it?
Over who the fuck is the 3% who's picking else? I want to know. I want names right now because Connor Ingram, yet again, thoroughly, I keep saying, I believe 7 out of the 8. I'll say so 2 thumbs up performance on the quality start meter. And yet again, he does it tonight. 17-18. Brett, anyone joining late, throw up his stat card here if we can, because in a game where he only allowed 1, he did have 1.29 goals saved above expected. And can we say the 1 goal that did get past Connor Ingram? I'll tip my cap to the New York Islanders. That was sick.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
That was a pretty good one.
Good save.
The great Ingram.
Would have been nice if he saved it. It was a good shot. It was. What do you do? I thought the 4th line was damn good tonight.
Here we go.
I did. I really did. Obviously, look, we're comparing it not to the same way the top lines. Obviously, they've been struggling to produce, but that line, when they played, won their shifts. I saw some stuff. They drew the crucial penalty in the second period when it looked like for a time they were not going to, they weren't going to call any penalties in the game. I thought it was going to be Hudson Bay rules at some point. McDavid was hauled down in the second.
It was prison rules out there for a minute, and then some of the calls they did blow the whistle for, questionable.
It was kind of strange. You're kind of scratching your head, but I thought, considering how much under the microscope those guys have been, I liked what they provided energy wise, and then we're able to play in the offensive zone with the puck. So
I thought they made some serious waves tonight, and this has been a theme for this trio of Janmark, Lazar, and Trent Frederick over their last couple of games together. Obviously, Chris Knobloch, don't know why, we'll leave it in the past, decided to not keep Curtis Lazar in the lineup. And with that fourth line, he goes back to it tonight. I loved what I saw from them. It's weird, though, as I look here. So sometimes why the stats don't support my eye test. Natural Stat Trick has them at an expected goals for percentage of 32.85. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because they had an unreal chance in the first period. We saw them get energy shifts. You mentioned that ozone draw that they took was a little bit ears perked up with a little bit of curiosity. And Nobby, what are we doing in this moment? Yet it ends up with a Jake Wallman chance. There's an energy shift and momentum gained from the Edmonton Oilers. And I know Lance Kane, our boy, hope he's leaving some voicemails tonight. He's been pulling that the Matthias Janmark arm for a bit here, trying to get an anytime goal. Obviously, he had a partial breakaway attempt and didn't even get a shot off on that, but he was around it. He had some chances for a year that has been much defined by the lack of anything, not even just production, energy, positive shifts from the bottom six. I think thoroughly the last week here, Janmark, Lazar, and Trent Frederick are trending in the right direction, and that is very good.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see them continue to play together.
Give them a runway.
Because obviously things seem to go better, record-wise with Lazar in the lineup. He is used to playing that role of 8 to 10 minutes a night. Janmark can't physically shoot the puck, so it's going to be hard for him to score. But Frederick had a good hold in his zone. He had, a nice play to keep it, where then they had a chance in front of the net. I liked at times, Howard on the forecheck, So, look, there's going to be those plays or those games where obviously nobody scored tonight where, it would have been nice if the bottom six scored, but I thought they did more good than bad.
More good than bad. Absolutely. That's a quote in the Bordato family household as well. We're talking about some of, the good things that went down in the cycle game and the things the Oilers generated. We got a clip here from Chris Knobloch speaking to the media post-game, discussing the Oilers and what they generated off the cycle tonight. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, all the lines. Even look at the Lazar line in the second period, had a strong shift, and Rosovic's, all four guys are pretty good, and it's their systems of man-on-man. So to do that, you have to beat your check to the net, and if you play slow and on the perimeter, it's easy to play that, but you don't generate very much. So that's something we've been talking with our guys quite a bit about, moving the puck, supporting it, but trying to beat your check to the net.
Shout out Chris Knobloch. Once again, his health does appear like it is improving as his voice sounded like Batman earlier in the week. And then Waz is in, who I believe he said he left a voicemail. Very excited for that. People, remember to get your voicemails in. We'll go through them a little bit later on. But Waz said, Menzies, Jesus Christ, Menzies, are you going to launch a virus into the mothership with that laptop? If you guys can't see,
that's
his mouse pad he's got right here is just like a full-on binder.
Yeah, it's got my lineups, it's got my Pontiac lineups and stuff like that. It's all here. Yeah, I'm just taking up space. Louis would think, I'm ready to go, getting that net front presence, and hopefully, if I keep doing this, I can bulge the twine.
Jitterbugging.
Jitterbugging into the zone. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's so many good Jack and Louis isms that you could bust out from time to time.
I get it. It is a mad, in comparison.
I have the same laptop. We've discussed this. I keep it at home because this thing is massive to bring around.
I was looking at it earlier and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, that is massive.
There you go. Austin said I was driving a Prius earlier, so I can make up for it.
I'm not compensating for anything.
That thing hammers out gas
I got the lift kit here on it. Yeah.
Don't worry, the steps come out when I try and
thinking about getting
access
some
it.
new rims.
What's good comes bad, and bad tonight. We went with the special teams battle this evening. The New York Islanders go 1-for-1 on the power play, while the Oilers go 0-for-2. It is not going to happen very often for the Edmonton Oilers while they get beat on both ends of the special teams this evening. And obviously, the only goal that stood tonight, the game winner, comes on the power play for the New York Islanders, where, give them credit, it's an absolute That's a beautiful play. That's as tic-tac-toe as it gets in the offensive end with the man advantage. And they came in, Menzies, with the 32nd ranked power play in the entire NHL. They only get one opportunity in this one. We mentioned Felt like the refs were kind of swallowing their whistles a little bit, but they gave the Oilers 2 weak power plays. So I felt like Islanders were going to eventually get one. Give them credit. They were more opportunistic than the Edmonton Oilers. And then on the other end for the Oilers power play, they did get some good opportunities, had some good moments, but at the end of the day,
a lot of laptop discussion in the chat.
Special teams bad.
Yeah. Well, I said at the battle, I think, when it's like, here comes the worst power play in the league. What's going to happen? And
you just knew.
We got excited for that rush, the Janmark Savoy rush there, shorthanded. Didn't work. And then obviously a nice pass by Cal Ritchie on that goal, and he's kind of been quiet. Obviously the big fish that the Islanders acquired for Brock Nelson. And Duclair buries it. So yeah, penalty kill. The Oilers penalty kill had been trending in the right direction up to 12. And the Islanders 32nd ranked power play, I guess, was due. Clearly.
Yeah, it was. I see
1 for 1 on the night. So.
I see Lance in here. Where was that? He also mentioned earlier, Lance said about Janmark. Liam will talk about that breakaway for weeks now. Yeah, he will. That's a fair one to say, but it was Lance. It's not the size of the laptop, but if you can use it. That's right. Dre said the laptop adds an extra 5 gallons to your ride. Also, Lance Kane said the power play gets the Jeans tonight. We'll visit the Jeans a little bit later on. I do think that is a fair nominee to hand out tonight. But now with good comes bad, and bad comes oily. And we went with Kyle Tucker, completely unrelated to the Edmonton Oilers game, and just something that we need to discuss because baseball is fucked. Baseball is ruined. And
the beautiful game is over.
Brett, I'm in the middle of my angry rant. Let me go, and then the floor will be yours as a resident Dodgers fan here. Mute your fucking self right now. I can't believe that this happened tonight. We've been teased for weeks now. Kyle Tucker could go to the Mets, could go to the Blue Jays. It's a 2-headed race. Yes, obviously, the LA Dodgers are always going to be in it, just like the Yankees are, because they have unlimited money. And I'm sitting here tonight. Me and Brett go outside to get a little cool down in the intermission. I see my pal Brett look down at his phone all of a sudden and just jaw, meat, floor starts freaking out. And we've been waiting all night because we were told that Kyle Tucker would make his decision at some point tonight, whether it be Blue Jays, whether it would be the Mets. And my boy Brett starts freaking out outside. I start getting excited going, oh my God, stay fucking calm. Oh my God, stay fucking calm. It is about to happen. And I'm looking at Brett as he's freaking. I'm like, is it real? Is it real? And then Brett gave me this psycho, maniacal twinkle look in his eye, and I instantly knew, oh God, did the worst possible thing happen? Did the unthinkable, doesn't even make sense? He signs with the LA Dodgers, not even for a short-term deal, 4 years, $60 million a season. I'm so out on this sport. I hope the lockout comes sooner rather than later because this is so fucked up what is going on in Major League Baseball. Why would anyone watch this? When we're discussing the Dodgers lineup, Kyle Tucker might bet 6th, 7th for the Dodgers. It's an embarrassment of riches, the one positive spin zone. Bo Bichette going to be a Toronto Blue Jay soon enough?
What?
In the middle of my rant. You're going to 6-7 me like that? All right, either way, I'm pissed. I can't believe it. I understand it's not Oilers related. Also, throw anything oily out there that you thought happened in the hockey game. I hate this, and I'm starting to hate Brett a little bit more because he's a Dodgers fan.
Oh, no. Oh, here it comes.
How's it going? That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. You guys let this happen. Y'all let this happen. Any one of your teams could have done this too. You're just sad and mad that it's my team doing it. We're going for a 3-peat. 1, 2, 3. That's how many, baby.
I'm just watching because on my feed now you're just walking in front of the camera. Wow. What a moment. What a moment. If you haven't watched Heated Rivalry yet.
He just said, is it my B-Day? Because that was cake. Is it cake?
I might have a little hungry bum going.
Yeah, Amanda said, honestly, I can't even hate Brad after that as well. You're lucky we love you, Brad, in here as well.
Leafs lost?
Lance Kane, what? Lance Kane said, imagine getting paid millions for 8 years just to be like a fourth line guy.
My mom's so
Only in
mad that I
baseball.
didn't try harder in high school. She is so mad.
Baseball
I
is
bet.
wild. Once again,
6-5 in overtime. Golden Knights win.
well, there's a new
Wow.
candidate for the Oilers. So the Oilers officially second in the Pacific Division. Seattle lost tonight, though, correct?
Yes, in regulation.
So there we go.
When did we think we were going to be peeking at Kraken box scores? Like, did the Kraken win?
Menzies brought this up to me earlier today, and he goes, have you been checking the Pacific Division standings
You been
recently?
looking what's
And I'm like,
going on
yeah,
in
I mean,
this
I get the
stupid division?
graphics sent to me every day for Oilersnation every day, but I pretty much stop at Vegas Oilers. When I look, Seattle Kraken, we are more than halfway done this season, and they are currently third in the Pacific in a playoff spot. The idea of playing the Kraken in the first round of the NHL playoffs, that excites
Wouldn't
me.
hurt
But
my feelings, no.
hey,
Man,
there yet, right?
tonight sucks in Toronto, eh? Yikes. Hey, maybe stay out of the West. Vegas, LA, don't matter. Maybe stay away. It's time for Dodger baseball.
I just
I hated
had
that. Brett.
Vin Scully
I just hated that. What you just did.
socialism failing again as it always does.
Also, what are we setting the like goal at for us to get an impression for Trumpula? Because I need a couple in here. Only 24 likes right now, and I see this many of you people in the chat. Do me a favor,
You people.
smash that like.
Whoa, easy, buddy. Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right, with good comes bad and comes oily. That'll do it for the good, bad, the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Let's quickly go now. Figure out who's wearing the jeans, folks. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Will Hawk name. Made from 100% Alberta beef, their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to a savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products out of their Leduc location. And for more information and to get yo jerky on, head on over to willhawkbeefjerky.com.
You could have used a
I
bigger
killed that 30
laptop.
seconds perfectly right there. Cheers to everybody who was behind the camera.
What do you
at that
think?
point.
Why do you think I got a big laptop here? I can lot
hands.
to hide.
Big hands.
Jarvis, put it down.
Jarvis, make the laptop 16 feet tall. First candidates, I want to see it in the chat. Who was wearing the jeans tonight? If you're new here, it's who resembled like they were wearing a pair of Levi denim jeans underneath their equipment tonight. Quickly, Darian, $5 super chat says, we paid over $20 on Monday and we didn't even see Menzies rip jeans.
Yeah.
What a rip off.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. Menzies, your response.
I was preparing to do it, and then you were exiting the show, and I was like, well, I guess I'm off.
All right,
All right,
Google,
Menzies.
another
These are the main
$20.
pair. Now I'm with the main pair. The main pair was in the dryer that night.
Well,
Is that the A pair?
This is the A pair. This is
You
the
gonna
A
look?
pair. Yeah.
No, those are
Sure.
turn around, Hollander.
Those are good. Get that laptop. Oh! Did anybody in the chat ever wear True Religion jeans? Can't say I ever did.
You think
This is
they
an
made True Religion jeans this size?
Alberta-based podcast.
Of course, we saw some True Religion jeans. All right, throw them in. Who do you think was wearing the jeans tonight? Because for me, I think it was Darnell Nurse, the lead candidate for this one. I thought he was fighting the game from the get-go. He was turning pucks over left and right. He was sending shit burger passes kind of all over the ice, and it just wasn't his night tonight. I don't want to sit here and overly harp on one Darnell Nurse. We discussed that with the new alignment of the D pairings that the Oilers are rocking. Bush, Ekholm, and then Nurse with, why am I blanking? Ty Emerson. And then Jake Wallman with Spencer Stastny. We mentioned on pre-gaming, at least your thoughts and feelings, is that maybe we can pull back some of Darnell Nurse's minutes a little bit if Jake Wallman is actually healthy and back in the lineup. It's not jeans related. Thought, hey, we're starting to see a little bit of Jake Wallman's game that we know and love, but Darnell just wasn't a solid performance from him. And then the only other candidate, I mentioned Matt Savoy and his inability to hit the net when he's in some primo scoring chances. But I think for me, thoroughly, my jeans pick. Who's wearing True Religions tonight? Darnell Nurse.
I mean, you can argue for Draisaitl. I'm not here to make a big point about Draisaitl. I know he gets on people's nerves consistently. I'm largely in his corner when he gets shit on. Tonight, I just thought it was one of those where it was more of a lazy Leon type of game, and he comes so close. If it goes post in, we're not saying this to the same degree because he pulls it out, but I didn't think there was a ton of passengers tonight in the Oilers lineup. I think that speaks to how they played and, the last 40 minutes in particular. So, and the Savoy thing we've talked about a little bit off air where, is that net regulation size? He's having a stretch where
even the one where Sorokin made the glove save, that puck was 3 feet wide.
Yeah, he's having those where he's got to dial in the sight finder a little bit there. So yeah, the crowd was a little quiet, a little Gene-like, says Lance. Look, if Hunter's not pounding the drum,
there was a stretch in the second period where you could hear a pin drop inside of Rogers' place.
Running play, though, like
you mentioned it. Maybe Hunter is the MVP of this because there was no drum, there was no nothing, no defense, no anything from the Oilers crowd for a little bit, which I'm not shitting on them for the Jeans. It was a game where the Oilers didn't score a single goal. It was a little bit of a frustrating one. Dave B said Savoy still had 4 shots on net. Yes. Just don't know how convinced I was that any of those were actually going to go into the net. Then Hunter said, I am the MVP.
No, like I'm not here. We're not here to make a point. Oh, Savoy's bad. He sucks. Blah, blah, blah.
He's around it. He's getting there. There's just a part of adjusting to the NHL. It is hard to score goals, let alone against Ilya Sorokin.
Yeah, and he's in a bit of a drought right now. So, hopefully he's able to snap out of it because he's entirely capable of going on a mini run of goals.
You're allowed to wear the jeans. You're allowed to wear the jeans and come out of
wear
it.
the jeans. I see people in the chat, Brett. You start some of these as well.
Yeah.
Andrew said Regula. He had a bad game and he didn't even play. Sergeant Battle. Regula spilt a Diet Coke in the press box and now the floor is sticky.
Yikes.
Good cover, Regula. The one thing, Brett,
if only that a cream colored something
if only
clean
Brett,
up the sticky stuff.
You were just playing the highlight there of Leon Draisaitl and that post that he hit in the final minute of the hockey game. Head coach Chris Knobloch spoke to the media post game and kind of discussed what he saw on that play. Let's take a listen.
Probably would have won if Leon had his skates behind the goal line, like where he usually is. The angle was too good. Usually that's he scored so many in that situation. So it's I think the arena thought it was going in because they've seen that play so often, and our bench did too. So it was just one of those nights.
Everybody in that building thought that puck went in.
I say he yelled?
I don't even know which one I thought was more in. The Bouchard one or the Leon Draisaitl one? The Leon one, I actually jumped up out of my chair. I said, shout out Shoddy Mills, because I did a little of my own shoddy jump. Didn't get much air on it. Probably got about 1.5 feet up the air and then immediately fell to my knees. Hey, he's got his album release party out in Vancouver this weekend. Shout out Shoddy. But immediately...
Oilers, Canucks, and Shoddy Mills album release
on Friday night.
Double bill?
YVR, the place to be this weekend, folks. This one, though, Menzies, what could have been? The fact it hit the far post when we watched this on the replay, I was stunned.
Well, watching live, it wasn't clear, look, how did it not go in? But yeah, that's one he usually makes. He didn't. I thought his feet weren't quite moving tonight. It was one of those. So I'm not going to
Yep, it was one of those.
Fucking have a temper tantrum here about him.
You not?
No, you know what I mean?
Come on.
Here we go.
No.
We got 30 some more games here to have Tenter, get all upset about, and on we go.
That's what I talk about. If you're coming to this Oilersnation After Dark tonight, where some people called the Oilers' effort pathetic, I am not anywhere near that in this effort tonight. The Oilers gave themselves a chance to win. They almost 2x the Islanders in shot. As I said, January 15th of 2026 will be defined, I will say, at the end of the day, getting goalied by one Ilya Sorokin. Let's go now. rip the Band-Aid off. I've been avoiding
I got
it.
a jeans.
Yep.
City snow clearing. You know, I don't want to make this
Little grinds my gears segment. Go off, kid. Go off.
But our residential road where I'm at, the tracks are dug so deep, and to get on the right side of my road, you know, you can't make a right turn. Like you're gonna either get stuck. Luckily, you know, I drive an SUV. For those that wonder for my shit talk earlier,
A Prius?
Not a Prius,
Not a Capital GMC Buick?
No, it's the
Not a company man?
It's hey, if you give me a vehicle, I used to get work trucks in Bonneville. Not to have a drink.
Yeah, you ain't getting that here.
No, but anyways. Come on, the ruts are so deep to try to park. If you have to do some parallel parking, what have you, get ready. You might be bumping in. So there you go. There's my jeans.
Grinds my gears.
Even out front here, they blocked all the walkways.
It's tough.
Once again, I love this from Lance. You're a star tonight, Lance. Said, "Oh, now for the segment of an Edmonton resident complaining about the snow."
That's right.
Yeah, man.
We're not immune. Road Nation.
Clean this, keep these streets clean,
a
baby.
chopper next. It's going to be chopper traffic.
Once again, people said it feels worse than usual this year. I don't know. I'm having a tough time because it's been bad.
You don't know because you live in Sherwood Park.
Shout out. I also live on a bus route, so my road gets plowed
that's
pretty
the
quick.
way. That's
yeah,
the way.
Is. Yeah, it is. You don't like it for most of the year, but during the winter, that's when you really get to reap the rewards quickly. Because I'm scared to do it. Boardsy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Only bet what you are willing to lose.
How do we do tonight?
Be smart. Be responsible about it. And don't be like Aaron Bordato. Brett, I want it on the screen for 1 second and I want it off. There you see it. That's all we need to do. Boardsy's Bankroll brought to you by Bet365.
How many negative units, Boards?
I don't want Lance Kane to go back in the history of pre-gaming here like he has done before. Don't do it, Lance.
I can't believe we still have voicemails here.
It's bad. Oh, yeah, we've been going. Oof. All right, I'll try and pick it up a little bit quick here right now. Time flies when you're having fun with the boys in the studio. 1-0 hockey game. Oh, we got things to talk about.
We'll find time.
Lance Kane. It's a rough year for Boardsy.
You want to talk public transportation?
All right. Well, listen.
Provincial stuff? Any provincial news? There's a dog biting incident in
Trumpula?
I could, but
let's see. Maybe we can work it into voicemails. Voicemails. I want to hear from you, the people. Final thing, and then we'll head our way out of here. They're brought to you by Swiss Donair, folks. Home of the old school Donair with options if you want some flair. Open for 25 years and now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at swissdonair.com. Producer Brett, we've got a couple voicemail candidates in here this evening.
Yes.
I'm worried I read a slight description from intern Tristan, one of the chats. Somebody going to blame me for tonight? Yeah, I felt it. I knew it.
All right. So we have a total of 7. One of them is a part 1 from pre-gaming that we missed, and the other one is a part 2.
It's like Kill Bill now. They made it in 2 parts. Here we go.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play them back to back just to hear the difference. So this is from Lance. Shocker.
Hey, Boardsy. It's Lance. Just trying to get a hold of you. Kind of feels like you're screening my calls. So I tried to get your M-Chuck like a late Christmas gift, and I went to go give it to him, and he wouldn't answer the door. And long story short, I'm in jail. So I need about 15 grand for bail. So here's what I'm thinking. Hear me out. You put $100. You know I'm good for it, Boardsy. You know I'm good for $100. You put it on Janmark hat trick tonight. He's due. It's gonna hit. I need it to hit. And when it does, you come first thing in the morning. You get me out of here, Boardsy, man. I need you to get me out. I look too good from behind to go to jail, buddy. Or you gotta talk to Tyler. You gotta get him to drop these charges, man. Friends don't do this, okay? This is not friend behavior. Please, Bordy, call me back, buddy. I need you here.
Lance Kane,
Wow.
you're one and only. What can I say? Also, that's classic Tyler to do that to you. Best friends, Lance. I also thought you were
They're
living in
locking
his
people
backyard.
up for hate speech now. It's quite something, yeah.
Maybe it was the living in Tyler's shed out back. That is the straw that broke the camel's back for Lance. Tough one. Janmark, unfortunately, Brett, did not score a hat trick tonight. So I'm curious the whereabouts and current state of one Lance Kane.
Yeah, so I got late breaking news. We got no updates. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's scared, alone, and afraid in jail.
They might have.
And I don't have $15,000.
They might have just given him a person pocket and a phone. They sat there and went, "Good luck, buddy." So
well, they can trade some cigarettes.
Yeah.
Sure, that is good currency.
Yeah.
Lance, you're on your own, brother. Don't know what to tell you.
Hashtag freelance. All right, next
I love
one we
these
got.
folks,
Next one we got is from Vinny.
Bordy, did you do something to piss off the hockey gods? Because if you did, you need to make amends right now, dude.
Did I?
Did you piss off the hockey?
I know on pre-gaming that I was talking about the Connor McDavid point streak and how, granted, I've said this on multiple pre-game shows over the last 20 games, in that I don't think Connor McDavid's point streak was ever going to end. I said it would go all the way till April 16th against the Vancouver Canucks at the end of the year. Little did I know it would only last a couple more hours. McDavid, career high point streak, ends at 20 games. He joins an elite club of players to have 20-plus game point streaks.
Yeah,
in
you were the
NHL.
only one to talk about his point streak. It's weird.
The only person, right? The only Vinny. Don't put that shit on me, Ricky
Yeah.
Bobby.
But then I said right after, I said, this is one of those types of games.
Yeah, you did, Menzies.
And I'm not trying to say I was right. I'm just saying that I agree with you in general. Like, who would bet against McDavid to get a point?
Not to say I
hockey
told
game.
you so, but I told you so.
He
Quote
literally told me
Michael
so.
Menzies.
No, I'm generally more negative.
That's the problem with pre-gaming is all optimism. It's all positivity.
Everyone's a high pick 5-4 Oilers.
Yeah.
1-0 Islanders.
Swinging a miss.
Good one.
Lance Kane or Joe Exotic. Anyways, Mr. Wolf. I was going back to the Lance Kane one. This one's from Mr. Wolf.
Oh.
Hello, Bordy and Oilersnation After Dark. This is Mr. Wolf here. This game was very disappointing, but hey, oh well, it happens. It's happened before. But I got a question for Bordy here on Ingram. Now, he's played 8 games. He's won 4 and he's lost 4. And he has got above 900% or 900% save percentage out of 7 of those 8 games. Here, the Oilers should be dominating with a save percentage like that. Wouldn't you agree? I want to say, I know that the waivers may come into factor soon, but I believe that Ingram should be the starting goaltender, because even Jari hasn't even put a 900 save percentage too many times since he's played. What do you say? Ingram becoming a starting goaltender? Because he seems really good out there. He sees the shots very well.
My initial response to that would be, we've seen both small sample sizes from each goaltender. Tristan Jarry, only 4 games, 3 2/3, you might even say, in his Oilers tenure. And yes, Ingram's 8 games. So far from what I've seen, I don't like that we as fans, we in media, I guess we are technically media, even as weird as that is to say, that you try and pigeonhole, okay, Tristan Jarry is the 1A, Ingram is 1B, maybe even 1C, according to some people that I'm hearing in the media. But I don't want to give any roles too soon here, because I've liked what I've seen from Tristan Jarry at points as well. He's been a sight for sore eyes. Connor Ingram, I have just seen more of so far at this point, but I agree with you, man. If you put, I don't want to give it a horrible image, you put a gun to my head right now and you ask me, Aaron, which one do you want to start game 1? If it was tomorrow, my answer thoroughly would be Connor Ingram, but Tristan Jarry still has plenty of time to work his way back into that conversation. The Oilers made a move to acquire him for a reason. They view him as the goaltender of the present and of the future. That's why his contract aligns with Connor McDavid's contract. These two will be tied at the hip for the rest of the next 2.5 years here. For me, you play the hot hand. I don't care about the contract value. I don't care about the name value. We've seen Chris Knobloch do this before in the playoffs, where Stuart Skinner is the 1A, and he rolls with Calvin Pickard for an extended period of time. Right now, I think Connor Ingram, to me, has been the better goaltender, but that's not to say that Tristan Jarry has been bad by any degree. I also think he's been an improvement for the Oilers from where their goaltending was earlier on this season. It's plenty of time. TBD, we still got, just under half the season remaining to have this discussion, but I like that it's an open competition, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, there's going to be, there's so many more chapters to the story yet, and we don't know what's going to happen. We have to see Jarry, play, and hopefully play consistently. That's the biggest, question mark, I think, hanging over them. I have less question marks about that, and just I want to see more from Jarry. I understand where there could be some Pickard defense because he's the most known Oilers commodity. He's played the most games with the Oilers. We've seen the most in front of the team. The Oilers are in this problem-solving mode of their season, but now they need to go from problem-solving also to winning fucking hockey games on home ice because they're about to have a bunch of them. And even though they might get goalied and even though they might play the opposition, they're going to have to find ways to battle through that.
That's what Stanley Cup contenders do. We now have a super chat in here that's...
I think it's for you.
Oh, boy, this one makes me angry. I'm not going to read it.
You have to read it. They paid you.
Aaron Bordato apologize for jinxing McDavid's point streak. Quite frankly,
I am sorry for that.
I alone ended it, and I am quite sorry. Also, go Buffalo Bills, I believe. Also, Cup year.
Cup, I heard that. Darian, get that off the screen immediately. How dare you come into pre and post game and you write something as vile as Go Bills?
Found the Boardsy burner.
You don't want to actually find the Boardsy burner. I was telling Brett about it recently. Sometimes you need to get into your burner account from time to time.
We also have a quick clip from Jake Wallman talking about Connor Ingram. If we want to hear
the voicemail.
Jake Wallman's on the line.
Hey, Brett, I heard about your tattoo. That's really fucking sick, dude.
Brett, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was... I'll host a show. I'm kidding. Yes, let's listen to Jake Wallman speaking post-game about Connor Ingram.
Yeah, that was my first game with him behind me, and I felt pretty confident with him back there. So, I gave him a lot of taps tonight. I think we all did. He made a bunch of great saves and kept that game 0-0 for a long time.
I like seeing Jake Wallman back in the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. We haven't actually discussed him a ton yet in this hockey game. I don't think special, to write home about in this one.
I think in the third hour we'll get to Wallman. I think we're planning on that. Lots to get to here. Provincial politics coming up at about 11. We'll have a news read, your weather.
Jake Wallman, thoughts in the chat, go around the room. I just thought we started to see this is the Jake Wallman that I remember. You saw some very nice breakout passes from 96. He was jumping up in the rush. He was pinching more in the offensive zone, had some chances, and he was just making plays offensively. And then on the other end, defensively, I turned to you at one point and I went, well, I haven't really noticed him defensively. Yeah. That's a thumbs up, I think, thoroughly for me. Thoughts on Jake the Snake?
Yeah, well, we need him to, one thing I'm going to be paying attention to a lot as this season goes along, probably more so after the Olympic break, but they kind of need to see it sooner than later too, is just they've already committed a lot of long-term dollars to Wallman. Let's see him really own it's been a frustrating year for him, tough year because he's been out due to injury for a long time. Let's see him, really lock down second pair role and start to eat away at the minutes of Darnell Nurse.
I hate these super chats.
Lot of big money.
Darren says, say it, Aaron, say it. I believe. That's all I'm going to say.
Go Bills. Go Bills.
Go Bill Belichick. Go UNC. Darian, another $2. You will alone be the reason I go bankrupt. Ben Seltzer Foundation, going to a great cause. Darian, you ain't ever going to catch me saying that.
We still got 3 more voicemails to get to. Next up.
Keep them going here. We got nowhere to be.
Snow removal or politics? What do they got for this one?
Next up, we got Dre. Don't forget about Dre.
What up, Oilers Nation? What up, Boardsy? What an unfortunate end to what would have been such an incredible sight to see you blurred out streaking through the streets. Guess we'll have to look forward to the next one, Boardsy. You know what that means? Let's go, Pats. Super Bowl, baby. Me and you, we ride. Let's go.
Guys, I love Dre. He's a smart guy. You can hear that right in his voice. Go Drake May, future MVP of this league. What did he even say to begin with? I already forget.
We were talking about not seeing your
me streaking. Yeah. So I do want to say
niggly bits.
As you'll know,
Jasper,
there's a difference between me and some other members of this company. We had Liam on post game the other night, and he goes, "I don't get why people do these bets. Why Brett has a tattoo bet on the line and now has a tattoo of Jake Wallman on his leg. Why are you guys even entertaining the idea of going streaking? Why do you guys do the dumb shit that you do?" 2 words for you, brother. It's funny.
BBC is all straight down the line. And
now we're not going to get to the deal it wasn't even the deal. I said we'd revisit it at 25 games. That if Connor went 30 games, that I might go streaking. I just want, at the end of the day, the record to show Bordsy never said no, and Bordsy was considering the idea. We just needed to do it in a legal environment.
Legal is probably better. I was going to say controlled, but that
I know someone who made the most ridiculous Oilers bet with nothing to gain. This was not. I don't think it was. Was it this year's playoffs or last year's playoffs? Anyway, a guy I know said if the Oilers lost to the Kings, he would get circumcised.
Adult circumcision?
Yes. Yeah, this was not a child. This was a man, quote unquote, in his late 20s who literally bet his penis on the Oilers.
Did it happen? It didn't happen.
Well, hey, the Oilers won, so he didn't have to chop anything off.
Oh my Lord! All right, that's worse
What
than
a
eating.
dumb
That's
bet.
worse than eating cat food.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining Oilers Nation After
Yeah.
Dark.
Adult circumcisions. We'll touch it
I'll
all.
tell you more
here
when
on
that
this.
Trevor Moore high stick went in the air. Somebody's
Who was really bleeding that night?
Oh my, that's an image. Brett, continue. on with the
Bonnyville,
voicemail.
Alberta for you. There you
Yeah,
go.
that checks out. Next up, Andrew. I don't know. You can follow that up, but here's Andrew.
The Oilers had no business losing that game. They were all over the Islanders. Lack of finish. They played so well. They owned large periods of that game. Connor Ingram was amazing. I think we have our goalie. If Bowman sends Ingram down to the minors instead of Pickard, I will riot. I will lead charges of Bowman is actively sabotaging the team if he does that. Until then, I thought it was a good game. They shouldn't have lost that. Tough game.
All right, Andrew. No, I don't want no legal action taken against you as well.
His heart was beating out of those gale force winds getting a guy.
What I will say to that is, if Connor Ingram gets sent down, yes, we'll riot, we'll whatever. That's coaching. That is management malpractice. If that happens,
You
the
gonna
poll
charge him?
is 95% Ingram, 5% Pickard. Who was the 2% that got in this chat and picked Calvin Pickard? And the last time since I checked this, I want names and I want to hear.
Everyone
what you
gets
have
a
to say about
voice.
it.
Everyone
Everybody
gets a voice.
can have a voicemail as well if you want to. Maybe let those
That's
opinions
right.
rip.
Good one.
All right, the last one. Maybe the one that
I have to pee so bad.
This is maybe the one where we sit there and go, maybe not everybody should send in a voicemail.
Oh,
This is the one I'm most
is
excited
this
for.
Pierre?
This is Ayo Pierre. Can you come out here? This is from Waz.
No, boys, you gotta wonder if that was more so like a Ilya Sorokin revenge game. Because, you know, the rumors surrounding him and the Oilers, he never became an Oiler. Maybe he really wanted to become an Oiler because he knows they're a Stanley Cup contender. And the New York Islanders are so far away, you know, out of the tri-state teams. They're probably the team that's not going to win it anytime soon, right? Like, you know, Matthew Chamberlain's good and all, but he's probably going to end up, he's probably going to end up playing for the Tampa Bay Lightning at some point, right? So, Ilya Sorokin, really good goaltender, really good goaltender. I'd love to see I love what I saw from him. Wish he was an Oiler. Best of luck. It's a shame that McDavid's point streak ended because of him.
Okay, first thing, remember when we joked about that Austins need to be in 2x speed? Waz's need to be slowed down to 0.5 speed because he was just.
Waz, stand.
Take a breath.
Stand further away from the phone. Holy fuck! Like you're trying to hear. What are you saying? Where
Don't you work for this company?
Brother, you have microphones.
Here.
Battles chirping in the background. I appreciate that from intern Tristan.
We're trying to hear
Then
what he's
Waz
saying.
comes in with an all capitals "Fight me, Bordsy." You know what? It's fucking on. It's fucking on. Waz had a big night of clipping tonight, Brett. So
you had to pass your time somehow. Yeah.
So was that,
another save by Ingram.
Didn't know my monitor was recording the audio.
What were you
in the act of thing you
on?
were recording?
And I rest my case.
Oh my God. There's no better way than to end it just like that. And for the people, I think Waz is joining me on Saturday night's pre and post game down at Greta Bar Yak. Brett, quick shout out to Greta.
Hey, Sorokin. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah.
We're going to be at Greta on Saturday night for an unbelievable event. Escape January. Going to be a beautiful, beautiful evening. 8 p.m. puck drop. Oilers, Vancouver Canucks. If you can't be at Shoddy Mills' album release party in Vancouver, this is the next best place to be.
Is Shoddy going TikTok live for that? I think he blocked me.
He blocked you?
This was even before I came
How did
to.
you get blocked by Shoddy Mills?
So I came
What
across
did you do to
I
our
came
dear
across
sweet boy?
him on TikTok several months ago before I even came, and I happened to leave a comment, and now I don't see his stuff anymore. So I don't know what
Cross the line.
Yeah.
I'd be interested if I could see that comment, but at that,
No, I'm
less about Shoddy
supportive.
Mills, more about Greta. Going to be an unbelievable time this Saturday.
In the third hour.
I had a great time tonight on Oilersnation After Dark. The Oilers, they don't get a point. They lose 1-0, but I think we're okay with where the Edmonton Oilers were at tonight. I'm okay with that effort. They just ran into a hot goaltender, and give credit where credit is due. The Islanders, well coached by Patrick Waugh. They're in a playoff position for a reason. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Menzies, you were fantastic. Can't wait to have you again on pre and post, probably next week. There's no way I can wait this long again. Brett, you did unbelievable. Intern Tristan in the other room.
Where's my Giga Chad Menzies voice?
All right, that's it. We got to go home. We got to say goodnight. Tomorrow, Oilers Nation Everyday Live at 12:01 Mountain Standard Time. Where did you hear the guest that is going to be on O&E tomorrow?
Well, this is a big guest, and
say it in the Trumpula voice.
We have a big guest to come. He is kind of a forgotten figure in the 2020s. We know him. We love him. The Tiger King, they call him. Joe Exotic. He will be on the show from San Quentin Prison, Cell Block D. Joe, what a guy, and with the Tiger King. We love him.
Unbelievable. So, Tiger King, it's the Sauce YouTube channel, right, Brett? Tiger King was on the Sauce earlier today on today's episode. I highly recommend you go listen to Joe Exotic. What a world that he's calling in live from jail into a show here at Oilers Nation HQ. And then tomorrow for Oilers Nation Every Day, in celebration of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins Week, we will have Ryan Jones on Oilers Nation Every Day tomorrow. The man whose haircut shaped a generation. I am so excited to hear the questions that Liam has prepared for Ryan Jones. He was Liam's first favorite Oiler.
Who is Nuge like? How's Nuge? No, sorry. Great questions. Prepare.
It's gonna be good ones. Ryan Jones, he's a good buddy of Devin Dubnyk. So really shouts out to Doobie for finding a way to make this happen for us. We've thought about it maybe last year at points trying to get Jonesy on. All we had to do was mention Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Bang. He was in immediately. Do not miss that one tomorrow. And then Saturday night we'll be pregame and postgaming from Greta. And then Sunday, if all things go according to plan, we will be celebrating Ryan Nugent Nugent Hopkins.
Let's go.
1,000th game in the NHL on home ice, taking on the St. Louis Blues on Sunday. Let's hope we make it there. And that will do it for us on tonight's Oilers Nation After Dark. We've given you our snow takes. We've given you our political takes. We've given our hockey takes. And tonight we now must say goodbye. Shout out to all of our sponsors, all you in the chat. We love and appreciate you. Talk tomorrow. Sleep tight.
Actually, I had one. No.
We're out of here. Over and out. I love you all.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.